Hello, all. I'm going to be doing a four-part series this month on job hunting. I know a lot of people are still unemployed. I know the struggle is incredibly real. And my awesome sponsor, ThreatLocker, has agreed to sponsor this four-part series. And also, hopefully, we'll be doing a giveaway at the end of December just to help some people out on their cyber journey. Um, for those of you who don't know what ThreatLocker is a fantastic endpoint protection solution. It makes zero trust easy for your desktop environment. If you want to make your security teams happy and make their lives a lot easier from protecting from malware and other threats, I highly recommend checking them out at threatlocker.com/demo. And if you're looking for a job, which is what this entire series is going to be about, they are hiring a lot of people. They do hiring fairs quite often here in the Orlando, Florida area. And they have lots of different opportunities opening up within their team because they are constantly growing and constantly innovating. Check out those jobs at threatlocker.com/careers. I should really invest in a green screen. Maybe at some point I will, or maybe I'll just turn the screen off. I think I'll just do that. You guys can see my nerdy office. Oh, that's really good. I turned off the video. I love how I do things. It's just, we wing it here and I still put the content out anyways. I don't remember how to turn off my background. Either way, we'll leave it on. So let's talk about jobs in the job market. I know a lot of you are struggling. Um, I know the job market is hard. I've talked to a lot of you who are moving into homeless shelters, who are losing your houses. It sucks. So I'm trying to create this four-part series to help you strategize when you've been laid off and how to kind of handle things from an attack perspective. I look at things like a hacker. So I identify targets and then I attack them. But in my way, it was when I was looking for a job. So I wanted to share my way I did things. I will be looking off screen because I have a bunch of notes and stuff that I want to cover. Um, the first step is identify your needs, right? I want you to know how much do you need. Salary wise, I'll break it down for you. Right now, your entry level roles are 50 to around 65,000. Anything more than that, you are absolutely crushing it. Senior level roles are between 100 and 120,000. Yes, they've dropped that low. Be prepared for that salary drop. Salaries most of the time can't be negotiated, and most companies just won't let you negotiate at all. If you have a great hiring manager, maybe they'll do negotiations for you. But for the most part, your offer is going to be your offer. I always say to challenge it. And I know many of you are like, I can't even get an interview. That's cool. We'll talk about that. But know what your ranges are and know what you're going to need to survive. And then target the companies that meet those ranges. So I want you to create a top list of 10 companies that you want to work for, and I want you to research them. I want you to find out where they're at. I want you to find out their salary bands. I want you to connect with all of their people that you can find on LinkedIn. Send just a nice intro message. I used to send a video message that said, hey, a little bit about me. Here's 2 minutes. Love to chat more about your company. Really cool place. I'd love to work there someday. Blah, blah, blah. This opens up doors. It creates opportunities and it creates what I call brand advocates, people who are advocating for you, who are going to say, hey, when there's an opportunity, you should apply. Majority of the jobs that I interviewed for, and I only applied for maybe 30 of them, I interviewed for close to 60 to 70% of them because I had connections already and I had done the things that I'm telling you now, where I worked and I built my network, and we'll talk about that part now. But the first part is identify your needs. You need to know what you need so you know where your market is. If you're looking for remote roles only, it's going to be less than around 5% of the jobs that are out there, maybe even less than that, honestly. So you might want to broaden your search a little bit and be willing to move because that's probably going to be a necessity. A lot of companies are doing more back in the office, and a lot of companies want people in the office. So make sure that you're targeting companies that fit your needs from a working perspective too. Also know that even though you want remote work, That remote work can go away at a moment's notice. Your company can say, hey, we're no longer allowing remote work, as they did to me at Disney and they've done to other people at other companies. Um, and you have no choice. In many states, it is a right to work, so they can remove you for any reason, and not following new policies is a reason, unfortunately. Once you've identified those things, I want you to talk to your spouse or your significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't care, but I want you to have that conversation because your life as you knew it, your 9 to 5 job is not going to be 9 to 5. Most likely, you're going to be working overnights, you're going to be the low person on the totem pole. And you need to set those expectations early that you're going to need to do those things. Once you've connected with all those companies, I want you to then reach out to the hiring managers whenever you apply, and when you do apply, I want you to specifically look for the hiring manager and try to find their job post and then comment on it. I get this is a ton of work, right? I know that this is really hard, and I know when you're depressed and when it's close to the holidays that this can be a little depressing, but if you target it this way, you can really get some opportunities. Next, I want you to hit your local job boards, your local Facebook job board, your local Craigslist, wherever there are jobs posted. I want you to do that. I want you to look for opportunities within those groups. Then I want you to also start to post in your local neighborhood forum, like Facebook has a group for, Orlando area or whatever. Post that you're looking for an opportunity and what your job is and what your skill sets are, and say that you're finding the hiring market hard, and you're looking for different opportunities. That's worked out for a few of my friends who are program managers. They were able to find short-term and long-term program manager gigs by posting locally, saying like, "Hey, I need help, and I'm hoping that somebody out there has an opportunity. Here's my skill set." Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to challenge the things that you feel are normal, and be okay being uncomfortable because it's gonna get uncomfortable. Know that it's gonna take around 3 to 6 months on average to find an opportunity, so plan accordingly. If you don't have the financial means, plan accordingly. If you have a car payment, consider selling it if you don't need to be driving every day, or start to drive for Uber Eats or other things, DoorDash, any way to supplement your income, even if you have severance, to elongate the time that you're going to need. But once you've figured out your needs, then you can work on the other parts of this series, which are going to be your LinkedIn look, building your network, and then your resume and kind of how we should handle that. So hopefully this first video helps. Take some time, look at the different opportunities at threatlocker.com/careers, but also do all the other things, and really put yourself out there, and be okay asking for help. I know a lot of people are struggling, and it's hard to say like me, but you have to be a little bit selfish in this market. You have to think about yourself more than you probably ever have. And it can be hard. It can be daunting. So take some time, remember to take stock, and then remember, don't let the bad days outnumber your good days. But it's okay to have bad days because this is a struggle and it's hard. That's all I've got for our first video. Good luck out there.